joining us for our webinar on how to make better HR decisions using IBM Watson for human capital management. My name is Liz Herrera, and I'm the Director of Advanced Analytics with LPA Software Solutions. Before we get started, I want to introduce LPA to those folks on the line who aren't familiar yet with who we are. We are an analytics consulting firm that has been in business since 2001. We have over 500 clients across a variety of industries, including healthcare, hospitality, insurance, finance and banking, manufacturing, government, public sector, education, retail, and energy. We also partner with 3 industry leaders who help us go to market with solutions for our clients. In addition to implementing and training on our partners' technology solutions, we also provide consultative services from everything from analytics strategy, data science and AI, business intelligence, data management and governance, as well as financial analytics and performance management. Our team members are tenured with an average of over 10 years experience in the field actually implementing these data and analytics solutions. With that, let's talk about our webinar today. So first, we're going to cover some trends that we're seeing out in the field related to data and analytics in HR. We're specifically going to talk about advanced analytics for HR and how that led to us developing our own LPA HCM Accelerator, which we'll then demonstrate and then we'll wrap up. So what have we been hearing from the field? For a long time, HR professionals have been kind of overlooked with regard to the use of data and analytics. And especially within the last year, we've seen a real upsurge in the need for better data and analytics and greater insight from data for HR professionals. Folks are looking for ways to leverage specifically advanced analytics, so forward-looking data science, machine learning, AI algorithms, to be able to manage human capital in a more efficient and effective way. They're also looking for solutions that provide some end-to-end capability, so something that can plug into an existing infrastructure and provide some immediate value. So let's dig in specifically around the advanced analytics for HR. And it's really related to making smarter and more data-driven decisions. So some of the use cases that we've heard from our clients across industries, HR professionals, what they're looking for is assistance with reducing employee attrition or churn. They're also interested in improving talent acquisition. How do you hire the right person for the right role at the right time? Can you optimize resource allocation so that for those folks who you've already onboarded? Can you move them around in the company or the organization in a way that's optimal so that you're better utilizing all of their skills? And finally, and probably most importantly, how can you improve employee experience, especially in today's world where most folks are remote? How do you maintain engagement and ensure that people are performing up to their potential and that they're happy in what they're doing? For today, we're going to focus on the first use case, employee attrition. And the reason that we're doing that is because it is so expensive. It can cost up to 9 months' salary to replace an individual employee. And oftentimes, that's a longer-term cost. You lose that human capital, all of the intellectual knowledge, all of the skills and the resources that individuals bring to the table. So it's when an employee leaves, it's actually a very large loss immediately, but also longer term. And being able to reduce attrition rates can, of course, lower operating costs associated with the rehiring process, onboarding, training, benefits, etc., but also can help you retain the talent that you have in-house today. So we're going to focus on this specifically in our example and in our demonstration. So let's talk about the LPA HCM Accelerator. Based on the feedback that we received from our clients in the field, we developed a solution that's an advanced analytics solution, and it's leveraging the IBM data science and AI technology. Essentially, it's a set of assets that maps HR internal data to machine learning models for employee attrition, and the results are surfaced in a business intelligence set of dashboards. They can also be deployed to core systems and applications so that they can be monitored on an ongoing basis. From the technology stack, we're leveraging the IBM Cloud Pak for Data platform, so that provides us the ability to build predictive models, to do data wrangling and cleansing, to leverage AI models, to deploy them in a runtime environment, and to ensure that we're managing risk and reducing bias in the models that we're using. And as I mentioned, we're also leveraging a business intelligence interface to consume the results. All right, so with that, let me actually exit out of this view and I'll open up our assets here. So the first thing I want to show is our IBM Cloud Pak for Data environment. And you'll see that I have my projects that I'm working on. I have notifications as well for any work that's been done on my projects, but essentially I've already opened up my project around our Human Capital Management Accelerator, and I have a set of assets associated with that. I have data assets, I have documentation, I have some initial visualizations that we've created, and then I have some workflows that we've established to stage data as well as build our data science and AI models. So this first step is our data staging. We did some pre-processing and are making the data ready for modeling and building machine learning, applying machine learning algorithms, which is what we're doing in this step. So basically we're doing some additional data preparation. We're using some best practices from a data science standpoint to build a model that specifically is looking for employee attrition. And then we're generating output that is flagging those individuals who are most at risk for attrition. And from there, these results are picked up in our dashboard. So I'm going to go ahead into full screen mode so we can see everything here. And essentially we have on the top level a set of metrics to help us understand our number of employees, the probable or predicted turnover across the company, and then we can filter by a number of metrics here, or measures. So I just want to look at our current data. I might want to just look at active employees versus those who might be on a leave of absence or who we're about to hire. And I can see a breakdown by department that we're looking at, in this case, a higher percentage of folks from the software engineering and IT departments who are at risk for leaving. So that's a trend that we could share back with management of those departments, or if they have the dashboard, they could view it themselves and drill in to see a list of individuals who might be most at risk and try to dig in and understand why. We're seeing some other demographic information about the folks who are at risk for attrition. We see there are two specific age groups, 33 to 40 and 47 plus, who are most at risk. And then I have positions or roles. So at the top level, I can see the types of roles that are more or less likely to attrit. I can also take a look at trends over time. So I can look at employee performance and satisfaction over time as it relates to predicted attrition. I can see some information about generation and predicted attrition. So we're seeing the different generations and the distribution across our employee base, the pay rate that could contribute as well to attrition. So these are all really good descriptive details for the breakdown of folks who are predicted to be potentially at risk for leaving the company. We can also look at a distribution across role. So in this case, we're looking at the different roles. And again, we see some higher percentages over IT and software engineering that are at risk. And we see some decreasing employee satisfaction trends by age as well. So that could be a contributing factor to the folks who are at risk. Purely from a distribution, descriptive standpoint, we can see the breakdown of employees by some demographic factors. So that could be important to us in terms of how we're doing outreach to our employees and the types of retention that we're offering as well. And finally, we can look at an individual employee level. So if I want to look at just my current year's data, we have a predicted roughly 5% attrition, and I can look either by manager or by employee. So if I click on one of my managers, I can see in this case the rate is higher than the company rate. So this might be something we want to pay attention to. You know, they say people leave managers, not companies. So this gives us a view into how individual employees are performing, their satisfaction, and their pay rate in comparison to their manager, the department, or the company as a whole. So that can, again, give us some insight into what might be driving some of the attrition here. And again, we can drill down into a list of any individual employees to see their metrics as well. So we have scorecarding, we have distributions for employees, demographics, we have likelihoods and the distribution based on employee ratings, generational information. We have summarized views of those folks and trends over time for attrition. And then we have the top level where we can view all the information about those folks who are predicted to leave the company. I'm going to get out of full screen mode and go back to our deck. All right. Now that was a quick walkthrough of our Accelerator. There's much more under the cover, so if you're interested in learning more, we'd be happy to set up a demo to walk through it in more detail with you. We can also do a visioning workshop to identify your priority use cases. You might have seen something on the assets that is more or less applicable to you, or you might want to see something additional. We'd be happy to chat about that. And if you want to get started with this quickly, we have a fast start to get you going. If you're interested in learning more, please visit our website, or you can reach out directly to us. And if you have any questions, please email us at marketing@lpa.com. Thank you and have a great day.